Yo, what's up everybody? My name's Alckemy. Welcome to the channel. I am using a new de-esser. Well, not a new de-esser, but I'm trying a different de-esser on the stream. So let me know how it is. This is going to be really annoying in 3, 2, 1. How's that? Yeah, so we've got a fresh project. I hope that you all are doing well. We're going to be hopping into a brand new project and just kind of, I don't know, stumbling our way through stuff and trying to make cool things. Hey, Jack, what's up? And I would love if people have questions throughout the, I don't know, demonstration or throughout the writing process and all that other stuff. I'm going to try to take my time and not be in a super rush. I literally had to go take a walk because I was designing snares and was just like hating what I was making. Which I think, what was this from last night? Yeah. Um, Ignore that. But yeah, I'm just trying to make stuff and do cool things. Maybe what we'll do today is close out of this and open up a new project. And maybe what I'll do is I'll just design some snares and some kicks and stuff from scratch. Maybe some hi-hats and see what I can get from that. Let's do hi-hats first because I think that these are the easiest to work on. And what we can do on this is have a rolling sampler going while this plays and just kind of let that work itself out. And so what I can do for funsies is kind of just utilize this to, yeah, actually I might want to do that. So maybe I'll grab a random and we'll set this to note and I will adjust the, no, that wouldn't make sense. I'll just do that. And then we can grab some of this stuff. I can work on the decay. I can change a bunch of stuff with this. I might just want to save this as well as something that, hold on one second. I don't know why I didn't think about this in the first place, but what we're going to be doing here is just creating a bunch of these randomizations here that give us a bunch of different kinds of hi-hat hits, which I think will be nice. And we'll start with this and see how it goes, and then if it needs to change, then we'll refine it. But I think that's a really nice way to start. Let me see here. Let's do another one. So many of these. We'll adjust the mix. We'll do another one, and we will adjust the amount. Do another one. Why not? We'll adjust the frequency. Set that to bipolar. So the reason why this is going to be beneficial is because, well, we're just looking for hats. And so because of this, we can essentially add a randomization to every single parameter that's going to be doing its own thing independently. And I like this because it's going to pretty much just give us a bunch of different things that we can later refine into other stuff. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but hopefully it does. Let's see. I'm going to EQ some of this stuff, and I'm going to set up some safeguards in here. So we'll make this dynamic around 3. Let's do another one. Maybe 3 and 5K. And then just kind of have something in this general region. So yeah, we can just record some of that. Hey, what's up, Antonio? How are you? Cool. We got a bunch of different stuff there. That sounds pretty nice. Well, I should have ran it through a clipper, but that's okay. That sounds really good for like a tambourine. We can use this for just like an open hat. Maybe not so long. So long, farewell. Yeah. I wonder what this would sound like. Yeah, it sounds fine. That hat is actually usable. Some crazy clicks. It's actually not terrible, it's just too loud. I like that a lot. We can use this for either a hi-hat or a shaker. Cool. So out of all these things that I picked out, we have a nice little healthy selection of, what's it called? Modulators and stuff. So I'm going to close all of these, or attempt to anyway. There we go. And I'm going to grab a macro. We'll set this to random. I think something else that I should do is... It looks like there was a thing on here that, like, I was getting a lot of different... Ah, there it is. Okay. So, let me add this guy to the frequency range here. Sick. Okay. So, let's open this up and go like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. Boom. Do 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 do. The boom. The boom. The boom. The boom. Down. 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 Cool. What type of beat am I trying to make today? Probably some halftime or something. Hey Albert, what's up? I'm sorry I didn't see you there. Oh, I did not see you there. So now we're just going to close this, or turn all of these off. And what we're going to do with this is be able to utilize just this random here to adjust this if we ever need hi-hats and stuff. So as opposed to trying to like sound design one specific thing, this is going to allow us to have some really nice texture and stuff. There's some other things that we can do with this too. I don't know if I want to take the time. Well, I don't know. I guess do you guys want to see me do that? Why not? Hey Ben, how are you? So we can add a vocoder to this and set this in this mode. And what I'm going to do is grab an EQ on this. I love that I do this for myself. That's great. I forgot about that. We'll grab an EQ5 and place this on the outside. And what this is meant to do is turn this off. Is we can utilize this as noise. So whenever this plays, we can actually use that for different kinds of randomized stuff, if you will. Sweet. Now we can use a random on here. I'm just going to set this to note because it's in MIDI, so it doesn't matter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the depth of this to be all the way down. And then I'm going to add another one here because I just thought of this. where we can adjust the release of this. So maybe not that much, but now we've got something that's an extra layer of white noise that we can utilize. Hey Alex, what's up? Yo! Final boss of Blasphemous 2. Let's go. That's such a good game. Okay, do we want to go a step further? Why not? Let's go convolution. Yeah, I do too. I don't know if there's going to be a 3 though. Let's grab a hi-hat. Actually, we can just grab something like this. No. Yeah, just something that's very light, kind of like so. And then adjust this to note. Let's grab an over. Hey, what's up? Yeah, cool. So we've got a nice little hi-hat factory that will make a bunch of stuff for us that is both somewhat natural sounding and not natural sounding. I could add like another comb filter or something after this, or compress it, but I generally don't, I usually don't compress hats. Not unless I absolutely have to. Um, but yeah, so we could turn this off. I can group this and add this to the mix here. Because if this is going to be on, I would want this to be on. So we'll call this save as device default, but then we'll save it to the library and we'll call this hat factory. I actually really like the e-hat stuff. It is a really good basis for like getting stuff going. So next piece, let's grab life. As you can see, I've kind of adopted this infinite drum thing on here as well. Wait, does this not control anything? Okay, it does. I was like, what? All right. Let's find some stuff on here that will give us some variation. So that's kind of cool. That's pretty cool. We can use that for later. We'll come back to that here in a bit. And then what I'm going to do is let's grab an instance of polymer and we will make a kick. I'll compress the rides if I want the tail to sustain longer when I don't want it to tediously automate clip again. I usually just stretch the audio, but yeah, absolutely you can do that for sure. Definitely. So on this, we are just going to use an attack decay. Actually, no. We can just use an ADSR. It doesn't need to be that complicated. What we will do is grab a segments here. Grab a low pass, turn this off, grab this guy, and then we're going to essentially make kick 2 out of this. If you guys have seen my master class on making drums in Bitwig. This is kind of following suit. Quarter note. Make it fast. Grab the pitch. Cool. Let's grab a sign. Yeah, this is fine. We could do something where, yeah, I'll do that too. Let's grab another one here, and we're just gonna swipe that up and give that a little bump. Although I think that I want this to be a little bit higher. Fun fact, if you use the AD instead of the ADSR, it actually gives it like a snappier attack. There we go. Hey, okay, what's up? I'm gonna grab EQ5 here. Very subtle. Let's grab a compressor. Dude, you always call me at the worst times. Cool. So now that we have that, we can make adjustments to this. And then we can start to play with some other stuff like this. Turn this off. Turn that off. It does make a difference, believe it or not. But as you can see, we've got lots of different kick textures and stuff, which is really nice. If it needs a click, then you can just take this off, which is fine. And actually, we might even want to do that. So where instead we grab a low pass. That actually sounds the best to me. Then I am going to cheat with one thing. We are going to use a fuse compressor on here. There's just nothing quite like it. I don't know what to say. Other than, yeah. So now that we have that, we can back off of the high end a little bit. Why is it cheating though? Oh, because everything else was just first party effects. And there you go. You're going to have to do this a few times because the phase is going to be different. So these three kicks are not the same, as you can probably hear. But it's serviceable. So there's that. Let's make something that's kind of, I do want to make a snare. Hey, Tom. But I think we're going to try to make it a little more physical. Or should I do a clap? I don't know. Well, yeah, maybe we'll just make a fundamental. Like a fundamental snare, and then we can do some other shit. All right. Let me go here. Let's make another one. I'm gonna go segments. I'm gonna kind of pick up the pace here a bit and start to work a little more quickly. If that's cool with you all. Not here to waste anyone's time. Is that, why is that doing that? Oh, because that's set to bipolar. I was like, what? That was strange, but okay. Mm, okay, let's grab another one. There's not a whole lot of shaping options with this because of the noise, but that's okay. We'll survive. How's everybody doing? What's going on? Monday. Hey, Levi. Long time no see. How are you? I tend to favor this one. I know that fundamental is hitting really hard, but we're going to tame it in just a sec. Do, 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 do. Yeah, sometimes it sounds off when the phase is being rotated, but that's okay. We just won't tell anybody, right? Doing good. Just making some shit. Just be a little bit snappier. It's not as bright as I want it to be, but it's okay. I'll do that later. Did I make my channel logo? No, one of my viewers did. I always do the reverb and stuff after. Unless if I like need to color this. But these are just fundamentals for what I'm getting ready to do here in a second. Although I want to make sure that this isn't as loud as I wanted it to be. I think that's what we wanted right there. It's okay. We can do better. See how much snappier and more popped that is? Now that doesn't have any of the smearing and stuff like you see with this. This is just clean. And look how much brighter that is. So that's why I like to do this every once in a while sometimes, is just not to flex my drum skills or anything, but just to be like, hey, remember. Okay. Pretty happy with that. Let's grab some stuff from Phase Plant. And we're gonna move on, but if anybody has any questions about what I just did, I just put out a drum tutorial or a drum masterclass for Bitwig devices only on my website. So I'll just say that. In the pitch envelope, I feel like I need to low pass, just go down as far in pitch. Oh, you mean for like hats and stuff? Yeah, like there are some advantages to it. Like if you're doing techno or something, didn't Yasin just make a video about that, about like compressing the hats and then what's it called? Compressing the hats, distorting the hats and then compressing them together. But you could adjust the release to have a long time if you don't want them to have those long tails. Hey, sec. Just trying different things. Hey, what's up, Velvet? How are you? Uh, kick, just make that frequency ring out longer than just a boost. Pitch and oh, you're talking about with a kick? Yeah, I would say like 90% of it is with pitch. But it's it depends. Like there are so many ways to like make a kick better depending on what you're going for. You know, like if for me like the most important part of a kick is the thump and hey universe, which is this range right here and the sub. So when we talk about pitch bending and stuff, this is where the pitch usually starts, which is somewhere around 100, 150-ish, 100 to 150, right? All of this stuff, this would be like the boxy region or whatever. But I wanted to end on a fundamental, which I would actually say, like, if you're writing a track, like as a guideline, don't actually make your kick the root note of your song, because if you have it as like a third or a fifth, then that will actually leave space for your sub. If it's, let's just say like you're writing in one note or something, then there's that. However, that of the kick is right here in this region. And if this has other shit competing with it, say like this, it's going to make it sound super flabby. At a certain point, at a certain point it will. However, if it doesn't have any, then it's just going to sound like a low end rumble, which is okay in certain cases depending on what you're going for, right? But I find that making sure that whatever I use has a frequency up here and a frequency down here, and then all this stuff is like texture or whatever, like that's the most important part. And then also, like, if for whatever reason this is not like giving you enough like punch or whatever, then that's when you would go in and you would layer it with like a hat over it, or sorry, a hat under it, and maybe not even sidechain. Maybe not even sidechain this. Maybe just fade it. Yeah. So there's lots of different ways to do this, but the reason why I don't worry about that so much is because the way that I work is like I start with percussion first anyways. So let's just go through that motion. I don't know what this is going to be, but let's go ahead and pitch that down. Actually, I'm going to set this to repitch mode and work through this just a bit. So let's see what that sounds like. I really don't like that. That sucks. Okay. So we're not going to use this for now. Maybe later as like a supplement, but let's go back to life, wherever that is. And let's do some more painting over this. The problem with it is that that tone, that's a little better. Cool. That's much more usable. If it has enough, if it has such a sharp fundamental in it, or like a peaking resonance rather, that's like easy to identify, then sometimes it can be kind of hard to work with. Not all the time. Sometimes it can work out pretty nicely. But most of the time, whenever I'm working on stuff, I want it to just have like atonal phrasing and frequency content, because you can start to kind of just mess around with stuff like this. There we go. All right, now we want this to be a little bit more to the left, so I actually want this to be more closer to being on grid. And then we can change the sound to something else. And the reason why this is great is because now we have something to work off of. Going in and out our snare. It's so loud. Okay. Turn that down just a little bit and we can add in this kick. And I'm going to add in some saturation to this. Now we can also add in some of these hats that we went through the process of making. Can use a ring mod here. Maybe not so far to, maybe not so early. How much have I messed with enveloping a bandpass filter over noise instead of basic wave generator? I think I just covered that in a video, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Audio Alchemy, unlock your sound design potential. I just covered this. But I did it more so in the context of chords. Why am I watching an ad on my own fucking channel? That drives me crazy. Say we have some master. Shut up, Ian. But anyways,
and we make a few of these.
Creating a chord, turning it into a pad.
If you have a synthesizer, because I'm going to want to put the...
Then I turn this into a kick. Then I turn the kick into a bass.
Then we do the same thing here.
Yeah, so lots of stuff there. Surely I can't be the only one that like hates their own sound or the sound of their own voice. I really like that. I don't necessarily like the timbre of this. Yeah, I can't stand it. Hey, Cornith. That's cool. Maybe what we can do is like a really short delay. And then we can use like a Pro Q or something to tame all that garbage. Yikes. Comic vibes? Is that what you said? Happy Monday, chicken sandwich. I don't hate your voice. Thank you. I can't stand it. But that's because I secretly wish that I had a rap voice, and I don't. All right, cool. So So now that we have something like that, we can toss this into our drum group. So fundies. Do something like that. Throw this into our percussion. Turn this on. Turn this on. Turn this on. That's too much. A little bit of pre-delay. Sick. Sick. Let's do a delay plus. Why do I always fuck up the syntax of that? Shaper table. Good evening. May I ask what tool I'm using at the top that is capturing the audio? Looks very cool and useful. That is Rolling Sampler. What's the intention I'm feeling with this one? None whatsoever. I'm pulling at straws here. That's all cool. Trust me, it has a purpose. Let's do a convolution reverb. And then let's grab an extractor and try to keep it relatively short. Look at this waveform. It's magnificent. Bloody glorious. We'll take the latter of that. Gloria las plagas. Right? Gloria las plagas. I'm trusting that Alck will control his chaos tastefully. Mom, can we have rolling sampler? We have rolling sampler at home from Roland. Rap voice like Mark Wahlberg? No. No, that's not a rap voice. That is not a rap voice. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch is not going to cut it today. I'm sorry. That's nice. That's nice. Let's get this in here. Kind of break this up a little bit and see if we can get anything else out of it. Kind of cool. It's kind of cool as well. Make a little staccato. So what I'm doing is I'm just using random shit as texture. Well, I wouldn't, never mind. I wouldn't say random, but um now we're just kind of creating a break. Maybe right here we'll change this up to something different. I like it. It's got funk. It has some life, some push and pull. Um, mm, did you all notice that? Just as a rule of thumb, turn this off. You don't have to, but if you do, you notice that I did it here as well. It will give you very different results. Yeah. Hmm. Do 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 do. do. Uh, wait, no. Do it again. Do it again. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Do it again. Anybody? Yeah, probably halftime. Um. That's a really cool timbre. Um, I want a little more bump out of it. It feels like it doesn't have. Also, that's crazy. That is the fastest way to lose 20 people, is to just play a distorted synth. I had like 40 people in here. Half of them were like, "Oh God, he's worshiping the devil." I actually really like the sound, but maybe we can open it up or something. So why is this at minus 5 point? What happens if I... I really like the way that the kick and the bass hit on the downbeat so far. Sounds of non-neuroheads left the chat. Yeah. Unless if you're doing... Yeah. If you're not fucking... What was the word I'm looking for? Nothing, because it's not constructive. It's just me being cynical. Give me 1 second. Sorry, there was a note that I didn't want anybody to see. Cynicism at its finest. With the dark, I've made alliance. Rebel from the underground. Feel the wrath of my defiance. Boom. If we need lyrics, I'll pull that up. Halftime should be more popular, to be honest. I'm going to tell you something that Chi told me a long time ago. A lot of times, this kind of music... Actually, no, I don't want to put words in his mouth. Never mind. Never mind. I need a comb filter. Instead of cheese words, what would be my words for the words? He said it so elegantly that I can't top it. Needless to say, it was a fun night. I'll tell you that much. Needless to say. He definitely hit me with some real Gandalf shit. Even though I think I'm actually like several years older than him. It is very hard to dance to it. To some people. But that's because they don't fucking... They probably, like, were born before the time of people that were, like, getting buck and crump and shit. But, like, dancers? Like, which is ironic because, like, you guys... Alright, so if you don't know, I live in Vegas, and I'm formerly from, like, the Circus Soleil community. And so my gym has, like, 6 trickers that come and do flips with me, and then the rest are aerialists and dancers. And every single one of them break, every single one of them pop. Some of them do tap and all that other stuff, but every single one of them breaks and pops. This stuff is like money for them. Absolutely money. But the thing is like for a consumer standpoint, like no, this is not the business. Because people just they don't know what to do with it. That one girl that fell off a net, that's hardcore. I mean, I hate to say this, but which one? Like that's happened more times than I'd like to admit. Unfortunately. I agree 100%. More expression. Dude, like halftime is just fucking hip hop. That's all it is. That is literally all it is. Halftime is an expression of hip hop. Feel free to agree, feel free to disagree, but like it I find it really hard to believe that somebody could like hip hop and not like halftime. I also find it really difficult to believe that somebody could like drum and bass but not like halftime. I mean, is it though? I guess so. Drum and bass is the same. Oh, you mean to do it without? I don't think that I heard about the recent one, to be honest, so that's really sad. Alright, I like a lot of stuff about this. What I don't like is when it gets kind of sharp. So I'm going to back off of the dual delay. And move this a little over to the left. There we go. Oh yeah. Why is this suddenly taking a shit? What the fuck? Dude, what is going... Oh my god. Holy cow. Okay. Is... Why? Has anybody else ran into this? Um, you see me nudge my snares a lot. Does this cool effect ever cause issues when mixing a live set? As in like DJ mixing, assuming I do this instead of live produce. I have heard that mixing is extremely hard for halftime. But I wouldn't be the person to ask because the only sets that I have played, I've only played out my own music, and I am not a DJ. I don't want to give you advice over stuff that I don't know anything about. What I would say though is, okay, maybe I can just get it to where I want it and then just leave it because this makes me want to hurt people. I mean, I'm just kidding, but Jesus, what the hell? Um, yeah, I mean, maybe what you would do is you would beat match, um, percussion, or you would take the kick every second bar or every bar. When using the Kiloheart solo plugins outside of Snap Heap and Multipass. Okay, so I'm not the only one. That drives me crazy. What am I considering when I put in the notches for super funky slice EQs like Y peak and X region through another? Oh, you have asked the $1,000,000 question. Give me 1 second and okay, so it's just the ring mod. The ring mod's the only one that's fucked. Okay. Are you ready for this? Nobody leave. Everybody left. What do I got to do to keep an audience, man? This shit is so hard. Welcome to the world of pink trombone. This is going to teach you about filtering. I mean, you could do what you want, but I just... You see what's happening here? Yeah, strange time, but there's a point. Okay. So understanding that comes into play whenever we talk about basses, because what ends up happening within this stuff is having certain frequency ranges represent certain vowels and vocal vocal phrasings. So depending on where you filter stuff or either boost or do like a notch, it's going to affect like what kind of vowels and what kind of stuff you get. So I always do it a little bit randomly, but generally speaking, this is the region that you want to pay attention to. Otherwise the mids. You hear that? Hey, Yoko. When you go higher up, you get into like the tipper stuff. Usually notches. So what happens like with our anatomy, at least with speaking, if we want it to sound more like it's talking, what ends up happening is you have something that looks kind of like this, and then you send that through copious amounts of distortion to accentuate it, because this will pull, or like this will make this more dramatic. And so when you have something in combination with that, say like this, or some movement kind of like so. I mean, yeah, that's not what I want, but that drives the point home. Like it sounds like he's getting kicked in the balls now, right? Like he goes like straight up the crotch. He goes, "Oh," right? Like it's noticeable. So when it comes into designing basses that you want to have some kind of expression that's more human like, then um yeah, the pink trombone is a meme, of course, but it really drives home the point of like, hey, this is how a lot of neurobass and stuff is designed if you're wanting to make it sound like it's actually like speaking. I was talking with Cage and Chi about this a long time ago, but something I said that like part of the reason why I like neurobass so much is because to me it feels like an expression of pain, but it sounds like it's a human or a beast or something. And so when you have those things like those pitch bends and all that, the woo and the roar and all that stuff, like to me those are shaped expressions that kind of can replace uh, having a specific word, right? Because those things, those motions are like when you have the pitch bend or something in it and it cries out, or like it has something to where the voice is changing. It almost feels like it gives it like angst and stuff, right? And that's just part of the reason why I value that shit so much. And that's why I spend so much time doing it. It's not because like I'm like edge lord or whatever, but because that's just what I like in my music, or it's like what I like to practice the most. Because I'm not gonna lie, like I one of these days, you guys, I'm gonna make some fucking tracks and it's gonna have the craziest fucking basses you've ever heard, but it's actually gonna sound like it belongs. It's not gonna be just like a fill. So, but yeah, that's my philosophy on why I like neurobass so much. Um, so now that we have that, let's go ahead and figure out what's going on here. Yeah, someday. So I'm gonna if I may follow up then, how do you know what sections emphasize the corresponding vowel and sound, or is it just like the I just went over it. I'll make music that sounds like it belongs to. Like that's why I mean maybe you missed it, but that was my whole demonstration on this. Um or am I tripping? I did go through this, right? Like low vowels are here and high vowels are here. But like I wouldn't try to be so specific in being like I wanted to go yoy because there's a lot of different ways to make that happen. And I think that's another really important like piece to understand with sound design is that there's usually multiple paths to get to the same thing. Because if I were to do something, let's say with a bit crush, let me take this off. This might need a square wave. Um, Sorry, I'm working on it. Well, one of the most classic sounds to get a yoy was with a bit crusher. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot how that's done. But hey, Pastel. Yeah, I mean, at the same time, like you could do like let's say you don't want to do the bit crushing thing, you could just do FM. So you can go analog, wavetable. You could find a growl. Gross. But just listening to this, like, oh God, sorry. But it's the same principle. It's just that you're either adding or taking away harmonics in certain frequency ranges, right? So, like I said, this was a good question. Yeah, if we have this going on here, look at this, and then look at how it changes. High triangle or a sign. Okay. But notice that this doesn't have any sub. So that's something to be mindful of too. But yeah, there's multiple ways to get that kind of stuff. And then at the end of the day, like if all else fails, you could just do this. Where is it? Format filter. So there's this. Or if you want a free alternative version and you really want to like get to the bottom of like what vowel makes what, then I would actually turn to something like Vital, because they actually have these built in. Yeah, Modern Talking would be a good one. But if you look at this and we go into the formants here, AEO or AOIE and AIUO. So whatever representation this is and the way that it moves would be reminiscent of what this is supposed to do. So well, I mean, if you look at this, that's why this is called this AIUO. So this will cycle through your different format filters, and then you can use the resonance to. But to be honest with you, I usually don't like doing things this way because it comes off as a little bit too noticeable. And when it comes into like neuro-based design, the key to it is subtlety. And that's why this sounds very different in comparison. Not this one, I'm sorry. Where are we at here? Maybe. Yeah, this one. Like, I'm sorry, but you're not going to get this kind of shit from just a vowel filter. It's not going to happen. So, yeah. Yeah, for some reason this just doesn't have a lot of energy. So maybe what I'll do is just back off of this. Cool. So now that we have that, we can utilize different phrasings of this and stuff. Say it with an LFO table. Do something kind of like this. And randomize that. Grab another LFO to give it some contrast. Hit that at +12, maybe. Randomize that. Ouch. Cool. Lots of cool phrases in there. So the next step to this would be to add a fuse compressor, one of these guys. There's lots of really cool stuff in here, but it's a little bit too clean. Well, actually, no, it's not clean. It's a little bit too, like, stagnant. You can never, I feel like you can, like, never have enough movement in this. So let's go into Snap Heap, and let's just create a rack for fun. Yay, I love that this is already ready to go. Fuck. Thank God. And what we'll do is I'm going to set a filter on here to cut this off whenever that jumps, so that way we don't destroy our ears. See what that does. Make that go down. Sorry, make that go up. And then we'll just create some movement. Do like some low pass stuff here. Oh, actually, I'll just use a shelf. Sorry, I see chat. Give me 1 second. Let me finish doing this shit. Do I want to do a wall of sound here? No, maybe not. I also don't have an audio follower on, so I'll duck that. Turn that down. Woo, chat's blowing up. If the filter is too steep, things get too squelchy. Agreed. It's almost too formant. Neurobase is often about diving in and out of mouse synth sounds at will. Yeah, true. Sounds mean from the other room. Templates for the win. Chat sees me. Yeah, my favorite streams are like when I have people in chat and like we're just talking about shit, or maybe I'm doing something in the background, but I'm not like in a rush to get it done, and I can kind of just enjoy myself and not have to worry about stuff. I'm gonna do a little cheat code here. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna do a different cheat code here. We're gonna grab a slice EQ. And what the fuck? Okay. Okay. And I'm gonna set this to, dude, bruh. Oh my God. Set this to mid-side. So that way everything below here is taken out. It's not the perfect solution, but it does help sometimes. Okay. Let's throw another generator on here. Let's just see what we can get for fun. Requiem to... Sure. Requiem aeternam. Oh, just you wait. It's a coming. Hello? Okay, maybe it's not. Maybe not. Maybe now? There we go. It can. Hey, Data Broth. Long time to see. All right, some of that stuff is cool. And we just need it for texture, so say it with me, kids. Text her texture. Like shit like that's really cool, so we can kind of fit that in. See what that does. Maybe do another one of these. See, it doesn't sound that cool until you blast it with something like this, and it's like, oh, that's kind of neat. I should call her. Actually, Corey just texted me. What's it called? So now what I'll do is see if maybe I can just freestyle some notes stuff, kind of like what I did last time. But maybe as opposed to just doing the sound design from scratch, I'll pull it up. If I can remember what the patch was. No, this was the one we did for the video that I put up yesterday, 2 days ago. What was the other one that I did? Simplicity. I think it was Riftwalker. Yeah, that would be funny. Cool. So what I want to do is we're going to make this into something that is a little bit more physical. Let's get physical, physical. I'm also going to try to make it more metallic, is what I meant to say. Wow. That's crazy. I'm gonna turn this off for a second and see if I can make a different hook with this. That's so cool. Crazy. I think this will help quite a bit. Maybe not. So there's like potential with this. It's really fucking sloppy, but I might be able to pull something out of it. Yeah. That's what I usually do. Oh, actually, we can leave that and then we can do another curve or something. Make it kind of fall in pitch. Take out the low end of that. Maybe if I push this a little bit late, because like right now I think it's trying to get the grooves of this to play nicely with each other. And then if I can make this sound a little more interesting, then I think that would be this is terrible, but whatever. It's fun. Honestly, audiation when it comes to groove, like it's it's all just feel, but like once you hear something that's kind of close, then a lot of times you'll like want to kind of inch it closer to what you're trying to figure out. But I mean, most of the groove, or actually the entire groove of the track, is primarily focused on like the percussion. So if I go like this now, see how that's a different, like a little bit of a different feel. Even for this. Da, 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 da. Yeah, so maybe even just having that. Maybe a little bit of saturation on that to help pick that up a little bit more. And then also it's got a bit much of a transient, so we don't really need that. And if we back off of that hit, then we can turn it up louder. But yeah, you see, like, it was kind of whatever, but utilizing these little hits here kind of helped everything come together a little bit more, at least in my opinion. Those hats sure are sharp. So now with this, what I want to do is make this play the same groove and the same like cadence as the drum beat. And that's why it sounds off right now. So So maybe even it might benefit me to like move this a little bit over and see what that sounds like. Maybe we can even go like boom, boom. See what that feels like. Okay, you see how much like, and that's why I was saying like it has potential, but do you see how much tighter that is? And now it's a little less fucked. So, however, oh no, that's fine. Okay, so this one's on grid. This one's a little bit off. Haven't tuned in. One of my streams. Well, how have I been? I've been good. Just, you know, same shit. Grinding. Oh, it's fine. That's such a cool, goofy sound. Right. Those bongos, man. Fuck. What was I gonna do? No. I had it right. Sounds like a computer, you know, just... I almost never tune it, so to be honest with you, you are the first person to tell me that, but yeah, I didn't know that. Or did not know that. Studio halls. Let me short one. All right, there's some scary clicks in there that I need to... Now this one. Well, actually, what happens if I... Ouch. Jesus, dude. Too far. Let's just see what that does. Yeah, thanks for coming in, bro. It'd be kind of cool to do like a womp womp there or something. Womp 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 womp. I don't know if I want a saw wave, but just something. Then we just like push the low end stupid hard. Can make a little Texas kick starting with that. What is a little Texas kick? Is it still like so shrill? I'm really bad at mixing like mid-high stuff. But what is causing... I took the low end out of this, right? Yeah. So why does that sound so muddy? So one of my few hardcore produce is one of the few hardcore producers in the he makes these crazy up-tempo kicks that don't even sound like kicks. Oh. That also just hurts. That's like the one thing about these instruments that I have not figured out how to control. I clicked on this fucking thing like 6 times and it still would not play from this region. Gotta love when that does that. You would think that like a main synth sound would need to be like that are drawn out full of high frequencies are called zag kicks. Pronounced zag means saw in Dutch like saw wave. I mean, if you take a kick and you blast it with a pitch wave, then right. At a certain point, applying so much distortion to something is going to essentially just like break it. So, for example, oh, oops. You do something like that, make it really fast. Cool. It's like a nice 909. But when you start to create resonances and stuff like this, depending on the kick, I haven't heard the kick, but you start doing stuff like this, I'm actually going to put a limiter on this. Change some of this stuff around. We can go further. You put like short amounts of, this would get into like hard style kicks, but at a certain point, mixing different kinds of distortions and stuff. Asymmetric distortion helps. Hmm. um, Send that to lane 2. Oh, I was wondering why that wasn't. There you go. You can distort that. I was trying to see if I can get the kick to. Doesn't look like I can. That's interesting. How come this is not making space for this? Why do I still hear a room on this? Am I tripping or do you all... Oh, maybe it's because... No. I don't know. Yeah, so anyways, just fucking this up. Yeah, lots of different stuff to... Wow. This is also really good for like machine gun bases, to be honest with you, because if you... I wouldn't be surprised if... Yeah. Stuff. Anyway, good God. Yeah, that's some cool stuff that you can do with kicks, and I'm not a hardstyle producer, but that's my take on it. This is a terrible idea, but it was fun to put together. The other thing too is like a lot of times my hiccups when it comes into this stuff is almost always just what do I want to write for the hook? What do I want the hook to be? What do I want the hook to be? And a lot of times I end up liking the drums. Nice and loud. Lots of texture. But when it comes into just trying to get it to play nicely with the other shit, it's, I don't know. Does anybody else have any questions about anything? I really do wish that halftime was just a little bit fucking easier to put together. It's so difficult. It is the bane of my existence, and I fucking hate that I love it so much. Because 9 times out of 10, it does not give me what I want. But every once in a while, I'll get something cool. Do I think doing drums first kind of constrains me on doing hooks? Because when I start with a blank canvas for drums, whatever sounds nice at first glance goes because it doesn't need to fit. It depends. Depends on what you're going for. You know, it depends on what your priority is. In the same sense, like if you're going to start with like bass riffs or something, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of your anchor point for sure. Um, which I don't know. The goal with this of how things usually come together is like generally speaking, if you have really heavy drums like this, like 808s are usually the way to go. But it's really hard to write something compelling with just 808s and drums. But if I end up doing something musical, then I end up usually writing something like in a totally different vibe. A totally different vibe, which is okay, but it's like not what I'm going for, if that makes sense. Because now I don't have a blank canvas anymore, and my horizon of possibilities is smaller to fit the hook in that groove. Well, that's what it is, right? Is it's trying to think about or cultivate an imagination around the grooves that I create. So that is my limitation. That is the goal. Does that make sense? If it's just to make stuff or like get a song going, I was just talking to Cage about this earlier today. You know what I mean? If I just want to write, then I'll just come up with something in faceplant like this, which is what I did. Actually, I'll just pull that patch up, but sorry, or pull up actually, yeah, this is a really good example. So I just had a riff like this. And just bounce stuff out to it. Which it doesn't seem like anything interesting. But we ended up just taking a piece of that, and there's like 3 songs in here, but I ended up sticking with this one. But this is like one of my favorite things that I've written in a long time, but it's not the vibe that I would like to be making, but it's just, yeah. But I also had this idea. I just thought the hook was cool. And then we had this one somewhere over here. This is more of a trap hook. Yeah, so you know what I mean? I mean, through the midst of like how I come about melodies and stuff, but converting that into like something that works for bass music is very difficult. It works really well for chill stuff or really well for things that are kind of like mellow or softer, I guess. But when it comes into how to do this for heavy shit, it's I think I just struggle. I'm in my own head about so much shit with that kind of process or that approach that I'm just swimming or trying to swim. Long story short. But yeah, the last few projects that I've written that I've actually liked, even this one, which is a totally different vibe. Oh, Tom, give me 1 second and I'll show you an electronic bass music, an industrial EBM track because I've got stuff. It's a hard problem to crack, but interesting nonetheless. Yeah. Same thing. Taking something like this and elaborating on it. And I think I recorded a little bit of guitar, but we ended up writing this the other day. Yeah, so when it comes to like chill shit, that's never an issue. It's usually just when I'm trying to go for something that I actually want. Um, if that makes sense. Something that like is actually intentional because if it were up to me, which in some cases it is, like I want to write so much heavier. Great soundtrack, Pete. Thanks. I was kind of feeling like Sonic vibes. But yeah, Tales from the Coffin is kind of a mix between um I want to say like incidental writing and electronic bass music. I wrote this back in 2021, but uh, cries met with silence. Yeah. This doesn't have a tempo, it doesn't have a measure. It's just kind of like free writing, but there's definitely some cool shit in here, like some cool sounds. Damn, this sounds really good on these speakers. I was in a dark place 3 years ago, man. Fuck. Yeah, so I wrote a whole EP like that, which it's not music, but it's an experience, if anything. Um, but yeah, you guys should definitely check this song out if you get the chance. Side note, also this song, Acid Phase. It's very good. Yeah. So really, like, I feel like sounded like a modular composition. I mean, it was made through modular sounds for sure, but like I said, it didn't really have like a beat. It was just kind of like phrases that were put together in random times. So like it would be a piece of time, but it wouldn't repeat at uh constant intervals. So there would be a phrase in there, but it wouldn't necessarily be like and on the one. It might be on like the 3.5 and I'll have something to fill the sound in between or whatever. Um Psycore. I'm trying to think if I have anything else that's like in the world of industrial. Dim lights, yeah, well, kind of, not really. I wouldn't consider that to be there, but I've got plenty of IDM. I have lots of hip hop, 30 days of drum and bass, ambient stuff. I hate that like I did like a 3 month subscription to for free to Apple Music and they did this to me and it's just like so irritating that it created dupes of everything that I have. Bleep bloop. Oh, there's Lorble, which yeah, Lorble is I would definitely consider to be like somewhat industrial. This is an abandoned project, but Yeah, there's that. I wouldn't really consider the Aaron's Revenge. Aaron's Revenge is more less not so much industrial because like the sounds of it don't really sound mechanical. But I think that I played that last stream. Which was yeah, I think I played this last stream when we talked about this.
Recording to
Rez, if you listen to this, hit me up. Put me on your label. You know what? For like my first go at this, this came out exceptionally well. Um, Mix stuff aside, but yeah, that was a fun tune to make. AI by KD Vibes. I don't know who that is. But yeah, I don't know. I just try to make a bunch of different shit, and when halftime isn't working out, like maybe I need to take like an indefinite break from halftime or something, just because I don't know if I'm burnt out on it or what. Maybe I'll make dubstep. Also, I don't know. Whenever I think of electronic bass music, I don't think of mid tempo or like glitch hop. I think of yeah, I would think of something more dubsteppy with a more industrial snare or something like that. Hmm. Yeah. All right. You guys ready for this? I am going to take the stuff that I just made because there's no reason to not that. Not that. We're going to take this. So it gets better every time. Grab both of these and set this to raw. We're going to take out the low end of this kick. Probably also add a disperser to change the nature of it. No. Wow, that fucking snare is so loud. Jesus. Yeah. We're going to be really fucking lazy with this. Get some percussion from this. And I'm not even going to fucking change anything about it. Okay. 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 I'm not mad at it. Let's bring out that trusty hat thing that we did. Lots of good stuff there. Maybe not. Maybe this. Maybe not. Maybe I can take this and use that to roll. There's something here. Maybe not that, but maybe this. Do 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 do. Really helps to audiate that stuff. Do do do. What the fuck? I think right there. Wait. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, so we can take this little guy, create a roll with this. Okay. Hey, Francia. All right. Sorry, I'm just being stupid. It's pretty funny. It's terrible, but pretty funny. May I have Hamdi? Um, It's crazy. That's actually pretty cool. I really crazy ass sound. Let me just like mm, yeah, that doesn't really work with that high end stuff. So you'd have to find something that's contrasting with that. Yeah. All right. I have become unmotivated. This is probably going to be where I call it. I had fun, fucked around, tried to find out. No avail, but I still had a good time. And I'll keep cracking at it. I don't know. Maybe what I'll do is take some suggestions next time, like on Wednesday or something, and let chat pick a genre, and then I'll just try to spend some time on it. But yeah, I feel like the drums are fine. I just need to get more creative with how I phrase bases. Bases. I need to get more creative with how I phrase bases, with how I phrase bases and shit, and how I want to express stuff like that. But anyways, much love, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, and I will see you on Wednesday. Sound good? Alckemy.com. Chia. Bye, everybody.